Good morning, dear students. Greetings of the day. Now we will see structure of the DBMS. Structure of the DBMS means, so this is the architecture of database management systems. Mainly with this you can get the knowledge of how the system is working, how the data you are selecting the data. So using queries, how the queries worked inner the system, so that you can get the data by using the structure of DBMS diagram. So in structure of DBMS, first web forms, applications, SQL interfaces. These are all are nothing but different front ends. So in these all different front ends, from these all different front ends, SQL commands can be given, queries can be given. So SQL queries you can give in web pages, web forms, or different applications, or different SQL interfaces, different user interfaces. From any places you can give the SQL queries. So this is the first step. So the web forms, applications, SQL interfaces are nothing but these all are the different mediums to give the commands, give the queries. SQL queries you can give any interface using any those mediums. Okay, from those SQL commands can be retrieved. From all those SQL commands can be retrieved. That is, select from where, group by having these type of SQL commands. Okay, that command, like that commands can be separated, and the query what you given, those can be taken and sent to the query evaluation engine. From all these places, SQL commands, SQL queries can be passed to the query evaluation engine. So query evaluation engine, the name itself indicates, it evaluates the query. Which query we have given, that can be evaluated using query evaluation engine. So it consists of 4 parts: plan executor, parser, operator evaluator, optimizer. So query evaluation engine, what it will do simply, so you have given select S name from student where roll number equal to 3201. That command you have given. So that command can be passed to the query evaluation engine. So in this query evaluation engine, what will be happen? So in this query evaluation engine, plan executor will take the query. So plan executor will gives a plan how to execute the query. So I just specified a small example. I given small example for consideration. So but in real time you are having queries like 2 pages, 3 pages, like 50 lines, 60 lines, like that type of large queries also there. No? So for those queries, how to execute the queries, the plan, that can be done by plan executor. Next, parser is nothing but to dividing the query into smaller syntactical units. Small parts. The data can be the data query which you have given. The query can be divided into smaller parts. That is, each smaller part is a syntactical unit. So like that, the data can be divided into different syntactical units. Next, operator evaluator. So operator evaluator is a part of query evaluation engine. What it will do? So it will evaluate the operators in the query. So in the query, if you are having plus, minus, less than, greater than, equal to, not equal to, like that, any comparison operators or any operators you are having, those all operators can be evaluated by using operator evaluator. That is nothing but the purpose of this operator evaluator. Next, optimizer. Optimizer is nothing but it sees the query which we have given is the best path, best solution or not. So how we can get the best efficient way of retrieval of the data using the query. So that can be taken care by the optimizer. So the name itself indicates optimizer is nothing but the best solution. Okay, these all are the parts of the query evaluation engine. Using these query evaluation engine parts, the queries which you given, those queries can be evaluated. So after those queries evaluated, the results can be passed to the files and access methods layer. Next, buffer manager, disk space manager, recovery manager, transaction manager, lock manager. All these are the parts of the architecture of DBMS. So we will see layer by layer what is the purpose of each and every layer. First one, files and access methods layer. Files and access methods layer is nothing but it will see which files to access for the query. For the query execution, which files you need to access. Okay, which part of the database you need to access. Which portion of the database you need to get to retrieval of the data. So that can be taken care by the file and access methods. Buffer manager. Buffer manager takes place, its role is, so buffer manager, when the space in the main memory is not enough, then we have to take the memory from the data from the hard disk, that is memory only. So memory blocks that can be taken from the hard disk. So hard disk to main memory shifting, that can be taken care by the buffer manager. Buffer is nothing but the memory block which we are taking from hard disk when main memory is not sufficient. When main memory is not sufficient, so to store the data, we have to take the memory from the hard disk. That block of memory which we are taking is nothing but the buffer. So the manager is nothing but responsible for transferring of these memory blocks from hard disk to main memory. That is the purpose of buffer manager. Next, disk space manager. Disk space manager is nothing but in hard disk, how much space is allocated, how much space is free. Okay, so how much space we can utilize, that is a free memory only we can utilize. So how much space is available in the hard disk, how much space is already filled, that can be taken care by the disk space manager. Transaction manager. Transaction manager, the name itself indicates, it will take care of any user program executions within the database, any user program execution that can be taken care by the transaction manager, which you have done changes, everything, anything can be taken care by the transaction manager. Lock manager. Lock manager is nothing but to hold the locks on the transactions. They put a lock on the transactions. So lock is nothing but to security, provide the security. Lock manager is nothing but responsible for providing the locks. So we are having different locks, shared lock, exclusive lock. So when for 2-3 transactions, if we would like to apply a lock combinedly, you can use shared lock. So exclusively for a particular transaction, if you would like to use a lock, that can be used exclusive lock. Like that, you are having exclusive lock and shared locks. Based on the necessity, you will use where you need exclusive lock, you can use exclusive lock. Where you need shared lock, you can use a shared lock. So that is a lock manager. Lock manager is responsible for different types of locks for preventing the unauthorized access. So lock is mainly for the security purpose. Unauthorized access are malicious users which want to take the data, hack the data from the database. So for that you can simply use a lock system. So that is the lock manager will take care of that. You are having different concepts under that. Those all we will discuss in later units. So here it is the recovery manager. Recovery manager is responsible for the data which we lost during the system crash, power failure, or any miss exceptions erased. So any type of exceptions. Due to that you lost some data. That lost data can be recovered by using recovery manager. So these all are the different layers in the DBMS architecture. So finally, the data that result what you get from the all of these layers, so those can be passed to the disk. So this disk is nothing but it consists of database. Database means tables. From these tables, the query what you given, so those can be passed to all these, and then it can be given to the tables. On the table, action can be performed, and from the table again data can be come to the query evaluation engine, again come to the interfaces which we are using. So SQL interface which we are using, from to that SQL interface, then the output can be given. So this is the process internally done during the execution of the query. Simply we are giving the query, select S name from student where S number equal to 3201. So SID equal to 3201. Like that, if you have given, the query can be passed to the system. So query evaluation engine will take care of all the 4 parts, will take care of different purposes applied on the query, and that result that can be passed to the different layers, different managers which you are having. So these all can be done. Then the result which you get, those can be passed to the tables. From the table, the required information can be taken, and the required information can be displayed in the output screen. So this is the inner process can be done in structure of just executing a query. In where you are giving a queries, simple queries, basic simple queries, or nested queries, or correlated queries, which different queries which you are giving. So for those, the inner process is this. Using this all inner process, the data can be the query which you can given, those query can be evaluated and passed to the table. From the table, the required portion can be taken. So from that, required result can be retrieved and displayed on the screen. So this all can be done within fraction of seconds. So in fraction of second, the entire process can be done and the data can be retrieved and displayed. This is the structure of DBMS or architecture of DBMS. Thank you. In the next class, we will see different types of queries, different SQL queries we will see.
Like, share and subscribe. Hit the bell icon for more updates.